In 2013, I was recruited by a church for a job they had created specifically for me. It was such an affirming time, knowing that someone else had seen God's call in my own life as I had seen it. Shortly after joining staff, it became clear that the ministry philosophy of the church and my own were very different. Still, I believed that God had called me to that community, and I had asked the Lord for at least 5 years there so I could see the first group of confirmants graduate from high school. However, 3 years in, the church decided my time with them had come to an end. It was without much warning, and on my way out, many hurtful words were spoken over me. Those words settled deep into my mind and my soul, and my confidence in how the Lord had gifted and called me was shaken to the core. As I began to process and heal, what I found was that God was rather quiet. But it wasn't the same kind of quiet I'd felt in past challenges. See, in years prior, I would have equated that silence with God being uncaring and cold. But what I found and discovered was that God's silence was not uncaring. Rather, it was the silence of a friend who sits with you in grief. What I needed was not answers and explanations. I needed permission and space to grieve what had been lost. And as I pressed into his presence, I found, even in the silence, a comfort that was far deeper than the wounding. The reality is, we likely all know the sting of rejection. We likely all know the ache of losing something we had rooted in our hearts. And here's what I want you to know. Always press into the presence of God when faced with heartache and grief. And if you do, I am confident that you will find his quietness isn't distance, but rather it's the nearness of a friend who grieves along with you.